Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. This is GenchoMoto and today I'm gonna show you Mazda 5! Shit, my car. Look at here. So Mazda 5 has been built for big families that you might have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 kids. You can still fit them inside because it's so big. It starts its production at 2005 and it goes all the way down to 2010. They've built it with two different types of engine, petrol and diesel one. You've got diesel 2 litre CD that's producing 143 brake horsepower, and you've got the other one which is again 2 litre but with 110 horsepower, and you've got the petrol engines which is 2 litre petrol, 146 brake horsepower, or you can choose to go for the 1.8 petrol which is only 115 brake horsepower. I would not recommend going for 1.8 because it's a big car and it's a tiny engine. If you're going to be doing a lot of driving, you'll most likely kill it easier because you have to put more force on the engine so you can get the car going, especially if you load it. So ignore that engine. 2 litre petrol, it goes alright, it performs well. It's a mid-range one. It's not exactly a sport engine, it's not exactly fast, but on the end of the day this is a minivan, so you wouldn't expect to go and race it, isn't it? 2 litre diesel, 110 horsepower, I would avoid at all costs. They're just breakable. You're gonna end up spending a lot of money on engine parts. And then you've got the 2 litre diesel, which is this one with the 143 brake horsepower. It's probably the perfect if you're doing long journeys with your kids, going camping, that sort of crap, because it has a lot of torque, it handles really well, it's actually fun to drive. This car is actually built on the platform of Ford Focus, believe it or not, and it also has 3 different types of gearboxes. So you've got, with all the petrol engines from 2005 to 2008, just 5-speed manual gearbox, and with the diesels it's always 6-speed gearbox all the way down to 2010. In 2008 they're releasing the Mazda 5 Facelift model, so it has a slightly different version and vision in the bumpers and the headlights and also the tail lights at the back. There is one thing that Mazda does releases in 2008 with the Facelift model, and that is a automatic 5-speed gearbox on the 2 litre petrol engine. Unfortunately diesel engines are not coming out with automatic gearbox, but you know, nobody cares. Sliding doors, quite good ones. It's fairly spacious inside. Got handles for easy access for the other 11 kids that you have. So what I like about the Mazdas, they have plenty of space inside. Like you've got cup holders, then hidden pockets like them ones underneath the seats. So you just pull them once up and you have like extra storage. You pull this and you have like a little bin which just folds up here, and if you take that cap off, which it shouldn't fall off, but at the end of the day this is a second-hand car, it's been used and abused already. And you've got a little table with 2 cup holders, then you just slide the seats backwards, or you just pull them up, put that back, open this, and now you've got space for 3, which is always good. It has tables for the kids so they can eat their McDonald's every time you go for a Mac drive. And you also have more cup holders here. God, that car is full of cup holders. Whoever did that car and decided that it's going to produce it must have liked coffee. Definite. You've got 2 cup holders for the back. That's for Coca-Cola, again for one of your 11 kids that is sitting in the back. Got 11 kids at all. Right, let's go to the back. Right, so coming down to the back, got a handle here. You've got quite a little boot space, but if you pull them 2, then it turns into massive boot space, almost like a little van. And them seats, they can actually go forwards. Because this is a crap car, you always need to have spare parts for it. It's important. You never know what's gonna happen. Hello. I think I'm blind. Oh, my eyes. Maybe we should go from the other side. Yeah. Let's go through the common issues about the Mazda 5. So if you end up going and having to have a look at one of them, if it's the diesel engine, always try to hear about sounds coming up from the engine bay, because sometimes they suffer from their flywheel and it's gonna be quite costly to replace, about 400 quid to just the flywheel. It's like a dingling, cracking noise that the flywheel makes. Always when you turn the key off, you can probably hear it because the engine doesn't stop immediately, it takes another second to stop. Another thing that they suffer from, the diesel engines suffer from, is the DPF light. It can go on and off all, like, from time to time. It plays about, especially if you drive the car only like in cities or towns or like little small drives, because the DPF gets clogged and then your light goes on. And they also suffer from electrical issue with them lights, so they can come on and off even though your DPF might be still okay. But it's always good to pay attention on this, and if it does, you take your car on second or third gear on quite high revs, anything between 3,000 and 3,500 RPM, and you just go on the motorway for about 10-15 miles, and that should be able to set the DPF on fire and then clears it off. Another common issue for them is the suspension. They suffer from suspension. So if you have knocking coming from the front, it's most likely to be your rubber bushes on the anti-roll bar. You're most likely gonna mess it, and you're gonna think this is like a inner tie rod or outer tie rod, but no, they actually suffer from this. They're not costly, they're only like 10 to 15 pounds. But to change them, you're gonna have to go to a garage, or you can do it yourself, which will take anything between about half an hour, 1 hour, or you can go to a garage and they'll charge you about 40 to 50 pounds to change. When you go for a test drive, if you hear knocking coming from the back, or when you're going over a bump, your car feels jerky, it's most likely to be your rear shock absorbers. For some reason Mazda made them so cheap and weak that you most likely have to replace it, but they're not expensive. There's plenty of them, even second-hand, but this is a good reason to knock the price down a little bit if you're buying it of a private seller. So let's see how it feels inside. It's actually pretty spacious, I've got to admit. I know it's a van and it's meant to be spacious, but this one is comfortable and feels a lot more sportier. To be fair, outside is also very, very stylish, so I'm quite impressed, if I need to be honest. Right, so coming into the back, you've got plenty of room. The seats are unfortunately not electric. More cup holders and storage here. Gear sticks is it's in a very comfortable place. You've got adjustable climate control. You've got that little display here that shows you what are the degrees. It's really nice because it actually tells you hello when you first start the car, so you can adjust it from here. You've got a radio player with auxiliary leads, so just down here on the bottom, little pockets every now and then, and a good glove box, not so big. Plastic, it feels cheap, if I need to be honest. It wears down depending on the mileage. That one has 111k, but all the buttons are actually easy accessible. You can access the rear ones, windows, the front ones. You've got electric wing mirrors. Hazard lights are on a very comfortable place. Also switches for lights and wipers. You've got your volume buttons for the CD player right on the steering wheel. Some of them are coming with cruise control as well, and some models, depending on which one you're gonna get, it has a sat nav just sitting here, but obviously this one doesn't have. If I was buying a 7-seater, I would definitely go for this one. I'll probably choose the 2-litre diesel, the 143 brake horsepower, because it runs okay, it handles okay, and it's quite economical. I would avoid the automatic petrol one. It's only because it's going to be very juicy and very uneconomical about you and your family. And obviously if you've got a family, you're probably looking to save some money. We've got a little sunglasses holder here. You see more lights at the back, sun visors. It's like any other car. As we went through pretty much everything about the car, now let's go for a little ride and see how it feels driving. Seatbelt on. It drives like a boat. One thing I forgot to mention is buying them second-hand, you can find examples anywhere from £800 all the way up to £2.5 grand, depending on condition, mileage, MOT, service history, keys as extra as any other second-hand car. If I was you, I wasn't gonna bother even looking at cars which are going for 800 to 1,200 pounds, because most likely them Mazda are gonna be shit and you're gonna end up spending a lot more money to fix him and get him straight, instead of actually going and buying a decent example of this. Don't get me wrong, the car is like very, very good.
Good man.
It pulls very heavy on first, even on second. Shifts nice. Gears are actually going through very, very smoothly. I say 6-speed is great for long distances. The car's so economical and you can load it up with everything you want, so you can go camping, to the beach or anywhere else. You can even use it as a tent. Let's do a pull out now. See how the car goes for that. Fast and Furious time. Because it's based on Ford Focus, it actually handles really well, and for a 7-seater I have to admit it's very fun to drive. Very, very fun to drive. Literally just saw my girlfriend, she wasn't happy at all.
She wasn't happy.
Okay, it's the fact that I'm doing nothing instead of being with her. It drives absolutely great, it stops but well. As I said, all the indicators are very easy to reach. That's 60 miles on third gear and it still pulls. I have to admit, I'm very impressed with that 2-litre diesel. Seats are very comfy as well. I would definitely recommend it. For £1,500, I don't think you can get a better 7-seater than that Mazda 5. It looks clean, it looks stylish, it has that sporty look, even though it's a 7-seater MPV. It goes okay, it performs well, it hasn't got as much electronics. Common issue is that they're usually not that expensive to fix comparing to Ford S-Max, C-Max or Citroens. But yeah, all in total I would say for 1,500 this is probably the best 7-seater you can get. You can use it for the kids, you can use it as a workhorse, has plenty of room, and in general it's very reliable. As long as it's maintained properly, it's very reliable. You can also shift it really well. It does very good in corners. Parking is easy. The wing mirrors are quite big, so it's easy to see. Rear window is also very big. If you have parking system, Parktronic, this is something very helpful. If you don't, you're gonna have to learn how to park it without one. Thank you for watching the review of Mazda 5. If you like that video, please hit the like button, put the comment below and subscribe for our channel, because that's how you help us making more cool videos. And see you in the next episode.